Okay, so this is the RM Italy. Let's see if I got a light here. There we go. RM Italy, the a high drive. It's rated to take up to 35 watts, and it's fine with that. I'm pushing it with this, which is the AnyTone 6666. That's 28400, which is the call frequency for a ham band. Uh, it's basically a 10-to-1 ratio. If you drive it with 10 watts, it'll put out 100 watts. If you drive it with 20, it'll put out 200 watts, and so on and so forth. It easily took 35, 40 watt peaks, but I wouldn't push it that hard. This effectively multiplies the output power about 10 times what it normally would be. So if you're talking on sideband on this, which is the standard mode for upper sideband for 10 meters for that portion of the band, 28400, 28.3 through 28.5, and you only got a 25 watt radio or even a 40 watt radio. This one has variable RF output, so I tuned it down so that if I and I did this with a dummy load. Let me show you. So turn it over to dummy load, so I'm not interfering with anybody. Watch this meter. The amp is on, so we're gonna do a whistle in it. Oh, oops, wrong microphone. So I don't know if you can see that or not. Come on, focus. Man, why is it not focusing? What's going on? Anyway, it's let me turn the light out. Maybe that'll help. That's going right up to 200 watts. Now, if I turn the amp off, you'll see it's. Why isn't it focusing? Come on. What is going on with this? Anyway, that's shooting up to about between 20 and 25 watts on the little marks there. I can get it to go almost to 30, but so and then of course we power that back on. It's going right to 200. If you push it a little harder, you can get it to go to 300. The amp is rated to 300 watts, but honestly, okay, let's go back to. So let's do an actual CQ. CQ. This is November 3, Quebec, Bravo. N3, QQB calling CQ. So I'm getting like 150 watts average modulation power. And it has a delay for sideband. So that's it. If you've got an AnyTone 66 or any radio with variable output, turn it down to around 10 to 20 watts, 25 watts even. You'll be fine with the RM Italy. The high drive, which is rated at 300 watts maximum. So it'll give you that if you push it hard enough. But honestly, it's I'd call it a 200 watt linear safely. It'll safely run at 200 watts. So it'll turn your small, low-powered 10-meter radio into a standard HF like that, which is output is 100 watts. So I don't use an amp on this. If I was going to put an amp on this one, because it's already a 100 watt radio, I would just go with legal limit, 1,000 watts for that, because I can run up to 1,500 on on the 6-meter band. And of course, you're allowed. I'm a technician class, so I'm allowed up to 200 watts on 10 meters. So now I'm running within my maximum output on 10 meter. CQ, 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 CQ. This is N3QQB calling CQ. November 3, Quebec, Quebec, Bravo, calling CQ. And testing my radio. Audio, check, check, check. Anybody copy this station? This is N3QQB calling CQ. So that's my peak. That's my 200 watts. I'm at my legal limit for sideband operation on 10 meters. This amp works perfectly for that. And like I said, I'm pushing it with about 20 to 5, maybe 30 watts peak, according to this MFJ meter, which is fairly reliable. I mean, if we look at this one here, let's turn this down. This is 6 meters. Let's just to show you that. Okay, this is 100 watts. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is N3QQB calling CQ. November 3, Quebec, Quebec, Bravo calling CQ. So as you see, it's peaking at 100 watts, which is what the radio's rated at. That's what I got it turned up to. And these meters, I've hooked both of these meters up to all these different radios to check them out, to compare them. They're accurate enough. They get you in the ballpark. If the radio says 100 watts, the meter's going to say 100 watts. These meters, these tuners and meters are rated for up to 300. They got a nice dummy load, which you can do a tuned or a bypass dummy load, so that you can test it, which is nice. So if I want to, I can just go to my dummy load. So there you go. That's a bypassed dummy load. Showing about 125 watts on the meter into the dummy load, which that's fine. So there you go. The meters are accurate enough to get you in the ballpark. So if you're thinking about running an AnyTone 6666 with an amp and you don't want to blow your amp, get a high drive. And if you want more power than that, you're going to have to spend a lot more money. That's all there is to it. This was, I got a really good deal on this one. I was surprised the price I got on it, because I've seen them at numerous different prices. I got this for well under $300, which is a fabulous price. Most people are selling them for at or above $300, so I got it for less than $1 a watt. So there you go. 73s, this is N3QQB.